back to the ears. I remember something. But one other thing I did forget, and I'll do that shortly here, is to put the back ear hair in. But let me, this might be a little lower than I wanted, but I think it's still acceptable. Down, and the lobe is going to, a little bit of a lobe. So while we are at it, no, I'll finish the ear here, or finish at least shaping the ear. We got for light here. Keep light going here. There's less shadows. There we go. I'll just take the V tool quickly. Put this in. Actually, let's go this way so I won't slip and take his ear off. I mean, he's a rough and tough guy, but I just want him to have half his earlobe off because a coyote bit it off or something. All right. See how we're going on this side. On this side. All right, let's keep going here. Now, what's the smaller of the two ears? That's the same with, I'm going to shape this one too. And like I said, it's the same thing with the hand and the feet, whichever the smallest one is. Do that first. Get this in. Okay. Same at the nose. Let's clean the. I think we are about the same. This one here, I'll pull this out, and what like I say is this is going to be down. And then we're going to create this line here, because we're going to tuck the ear under the sideburn. A little bit of coning going on there. Now this ear does seem to be a bit, no, it's about the same. So let's keep shaping this ear. Now I don't want to undercut, because right now, I will later. I don't want to undercut that now because it does stick out. So we're going to be pulling a lot of this out. And at this angle, it does look like this ear is higher. It's the same, so I think we can take some off. All right, that'll be fine. All right, let's get back. Oh, I did say, we want to get this a little bit of a lobe here. He's starting to shape. And we want this to be a little more sharper. Yeah, see, I got that nice and sharp. There we go. Take the pencil markers. Okay, what do we got here? Now, I always like to start. This is going to be a simple ear. This is not going to be a realistic ear. I mean, when you see this, well, geez, you're skipping this and you're forgetting that. And at this size, as long as it looks like an ear instead of a nose or anything, that's getting too carried away now. I'm going to cut kind of away just a little bit. Make sure that, there, you got that, so that comes together. And then from here, another oomph. Here, another oomph. And then we start coning the ear some more. Careful. Remember, when you cut, you just want to, all you want to do is go to your destination. You don't want to just put the knife in and push or pull. In this case, it's been pull. Now this will be pushing. And now we are going to go with the grain, so that will pop loose if you're not careful. You're going, like I said, uphill. If you're going uphill, you'll be taking wood off the way you don't want it to snap off. Then we're going to come to here, clean it out. All right, it's relatively clean. Again, we'll clean it out later when it comes to the picking. Now we got this, you want to take it about half of it, nice and deep. Deep, straight down. And then you want to go straight down. Now you want to come together like that's a chip, like you're creating a chip. And now what you're doing is you created the hearing hole there, I call it. And just to give this a little bit of roundness if you can, or you can leave it. Clean that hearing hole out. Oh, he's got quite a bit of wax in there. We got to get that wax out of there. Yeah, he'll be needing his hearing, all right. Sehr gut. All right, then we're going to take our little chisel, either the bigger one. I'll take the bigger one because should have bigger ears. And we're just going to go around just barely, maybe a 1/16 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch around right here. Careful, see which way the grain is going. And then it'll go around to about halfway between the lobe and the ear, and just kind of stop short there. Now, usually that's what I stop with that. Others may add this little extra here. I mean, you can do that because it's a little bigger ear than my Santa's. This little extra. So like an extra. You can do that. I'm going to be careful so it doesn't look like, round it a little bit so it doesn't look like Spock ears. Oh, did you see that? This little thing right here. Now I got to move this thing up. I keep adjusting myself. All right. Same with the other side. Get this out of here. I think I I said, just a little bit more, just a little bit more of kind of the first coning process. Like I said, I would have tried only carving from looking into the visor or looking into my phone here, but holy smokes. It's like about a 16th of a second delay. Now I see that little booger there, but that's okay because I'm going to be cutting that out in this next step, and it looks relatively right. Oh, I'm sorry. When you pencil that in, it's about parallel to the eye, give or take. And it's not guaranteed. I mean, like every ear, nose, eye is different. Again, straight down, or not straight down, but just a little bit away. Because you don't want to. I may have knocked that out of there. See how that's separated? Because I think I knocked it. Because that can pop out. And if it pops out, do it again. You can still do it again. That little, whatever you call that, will just go. Because I think that does stick out a little farther than it should in the first place. Okay, again. Be careful when you're going this way. This time we're going upside down because this is the way, if I'm a right-hander, this is the way, and be left-hander be different, or the opposite, is I will start with the bottom up because I got the carving upside down. And this way, now this should work fine because you'll be carving with the grain, okay. Especially right now, you want to be careful with your prying, because even if there's just this little thing, little one strand hanging onto, and you pry, it'll take this little whatever you got. Same with the mouth is that way. Mouth is the worst. That when you start carving the mouth, I'm talking about lips and all that. I mean, this guy's his mustache is in the way from a nice full mouth, but especially when you get to the bottom lip and you're putzing with the bottom lip, even though there's just a little bit, you can pull that out if it's not connected. But if it's just connected by a little bit, then take your knife and keep going until it's out. Now I want to be careful here. I think I may have loosened this, so I'm going to still want to round it. Let's hope I didn't mess it, ruin it. Take just a little bit off here and there. He still has a little bit of wax in his ear. Let's see if I can pull off my nice little detail knife. That's what I always say. You need a wide chisel and a big knife with big blade for roughing and getting it going. And then you can still use your big blade. Now you can even purchase them, a little detail knife like that. Or if you got so many knives, take one that's getting close to the end or something and just grind it down. Okay, again, we're just about barely a 16th of an inch. We're going to use this V. And about halfway between the hearing hole and the lobe. But you could have just stopped. I went too far, but see, this is better. You kind of stop. I think I went a little too far. No, it's about right. It's about right. Whoop. We got our cat bumped into one of my little sun barriers there. Yeah, she's, like I said, a young cat. And it's always on me, where the other cat's old. She's just out sleeping somewhere else, want nothing to do with me. Unless it's feeding time, of course. Okay, keep playing and playing. And like I said here, some people like to put in this extra. This is if you missed it last, I'm just gonna, just a little extra. Pop out of there. And I wanted to get rid of this. This is bothering me a little. So there we are with the ears. Except one more thing, like I said, where's my knife? Now, when you're happy with the ear you have, then what you do is then we do a little bit of undercutting and get that little, get the lobe out. Just a little bit. Be careful you don't take that ear off. That's one of those, like I said, Ivan Willak, it's one of his rules, is never take off more than what you're going to leave behind. It makes a lot of sense. So in other words, if you do need to, you got to take a piece at a time, then a piece at a time. You can keep going back and back, and just don't do it in one big gulp. And before you know it, whatever you're trying to, especially the ear, you'll take off, or the eyelid, or you'll take off. So I gotta be careful. I think I may be doing that. I think I may be taking too much off at this. Watch it, watch it. That's mostly on the side. That's mostly on his hair. That's coming off instead of behind the ear. Little light barrier there. Maybe not light, but okay. Here's what I want to do next. Let's give this a rub. Let's shape the head because I want to put the hair in. I can pull that off there because it's a hair. So far, here looks pretty darn good. Now I want to make sure I want to shape the head before I get into the hair. But on the other hand, he's got some hair, so if he hair is kind of in the wind or something, but now I wanted to do a little bit of undercutting here, just to separate. We'll give him a little more hair than what the picture says. Just a little bit of undercutting here, separating. A little more separating. All right, that's okay for now. Check everything else before we give it. The ears are probably okay-ish. And I still want a little bit of this off because we turn the head. So make sure that it is round. What are we missing or too much of? You know, it's like between you and me that, because hair is not perfect. And I take the saw marks off. But sometimes people see that and think that it's a slip up, or probably is a slip up. It's hard to have the feet on my lap here. Okay, the shape is looking good. It could be perfected here and there, but I'm not looking for it. It does kind of look like we're a little too much. And I'm just going to have to leave that. Where's our pick one last before we get to the hair. So you just get kind of this little fuzzy hair kind of a thing here. Just short and fuzzy. So that will take my small V. I want to keep this here because it still looks like he's coming down in this direction. So instead of down, I'm sorry, he's coming down on the sideburn in this direction. So it can either go down or up. I got that little, I don't know if that would really make too much of a difference, but just in case. And so I got this little V making these little cuts. I want to dig a little deep. By the deeper you dig, the furrier his hair is. Now here we're going to stop right there. I'm going to go on the other side. Now it goes up this way. We're going to take steps at a time. And I want to make it, I got to make this as imperfect as possible. It's not